Welcome to What a Wonderful World. We're here in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, my hometown, with my good friend Calogero LaGrassa from Boston. Hi, Charlie, what's happening, buddy?
It's great to be here, first time in Philly, like Bob mentioned, and we're here by the iconic steps where Rocky Balboa ran up there, you know, as we all remember during the famous scene in the movie, the Rocky.
We're gonna take you to meet with Harry Yorgi, and we're gonna take you and show you all the best cheesesteaks and sandwiches in Philadelphia. All right?
Sounds like a plan. Let's get started.
What's better than having a great time and being with La Familia? Come and join me, my son Bobby the doctor, my cugino and Boston's Prince of the City, Calogero LaGrassa, as we take you to the most awesome places, introduce you to interesting people, and go to the best places to eat and hang out. Our new Atlantic Physical Therapy Clinic in West Fenwick is now open and accepting new patients. We are the most innovative physical therapy clinic on Delmarva. If you have pain or in need of rehabilitation, call today for a free consultation. Before scheduling anywhere else, come to Atlantic Physical Therapy for a tour. Don't forget to ask about our courtesy transportation. At Atlantic Physical Therapy, we keep the care in healthcare.
Nantucket's in Fenwick Island is the locals' best-kept secret. Experience the area's finest dining in a beautiful, relaxing atmosphere. Feast on wonderful foods like fresh seafood from the docks, dry-aged steaks, and a bounty of other mouth-watering delights, including the best chowder in the area. Enjoy a fine wine from our wine collection consisting of over 100 varieties. Nantucket's a great restaurant with a very cool tap room. Celebrate happy hour every day from 4 to 7. Bring your friends to Nantucket's because schmooze happens in Fenwick Island.
At Atlantic Physical Therapy, the care that we provide is top of the line. We are the most innovative and complete physical therapy clinic on Delmarva. With locations in Ocean Pines, Millsboro, and Laurel, and our recently opened facility in Salisbury, our clinicians provide one-on-one quality care. Our new facility in West Fenwick will be opening soon. When choosing a physical therapy clinic, make Atlantic Physical Therapy your choice, because we keep the care in healthcare.
Welcome to What a Wonderful World. We're here in Valley Forge with my main man, Harry Joe Yorgi, middleweight contender. How you doing, Harry?
Good, Bobby. How are you?
Thanks for coming to visit us, buddy.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you.
So Harry, what got you into boxing? I mean, I know Pennsylvania is big on football. It's big on all sports, but boxing in particular. What made you, follow the sweet science?
Well, my father, since I was a little kid, I mean, literally 4 or 5 years old, we'd watch the fights on TV when they were on Saturdays for free, And he saw I would love it. I'd get up and start boxing. He would teach me stuff. We'd tape the fights. We have 3,000 fights on VHS at home. And I'd watch them in slow-mo with no sound. And then he would take me to watch him fight, when
100 years ago, right?
And we'd go to all the, local fights, and, I walked around with boxing gloves around me, It's all I ever wanted to do. And I told
loved
people,
your father. He was a good guy.
Hey, I was going to be on, Showtime, HBO. I said, that's going to be me. You'll see. And Pop taught me, and we finally got me into a gym at 10 years old.
Wow.
And I beat a national junior Olympic champ, my first fight.
Wow.
And they were like, whoa, who's this kid,
And the rest, as they say, is
history. And,
Yes.
it's a serious, tough sport. And I love the one-on-one competition. I played every sport there was, in college level and everything. But when I'm in the ring, it's so, if I slip a right hand, I don't go under the hook. No one goes, time out, punch me, not Harry, and it's just so tough. My own children, they watch it and they love it, and they see how brutal it is. They see me lost, my first time, and they see me knock guys out.
What do you have for kids?
I got 3 girls and 1 son.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But
Beautiful kids, Charlie.
They meet everybody I fight. If my kids are at my fights, they carry my belts down, and they get in the ring with me. They're on TV, and I introduce them to everybody that I fight. And I let them know, listen, guys, this is a sport, Even though the guy got a lumped up face, but
Those are beautiful memories. And they'll remember them when they get older.
Now, you've been fighting here at the Valley Forge Casino in Valley Forge, right?
I did twice, yes.
Yeah. And where's your next fight going to be? In London?
They were trying to go in London. They wanted to be in London. And then they told me if I win that world title over here and go defend it over there, it's a lot more money. And listen, at the end of the day, it's about money, right?
Yeah, that's what it's all
gotta
about.
get paid, buddy.
And keep that mass out of your pocket.
But it's going to be nice to win this world title. They're trying to do it over here, maybe like Atlantic City, you know.
Nice.
They talked about maybe Valley Forge Casino, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hold a lot of people, only 3,000. But we'll see.
Are you taking any different, like, how could I put this? Are you training any differently than you have in the past? Or are you still sticking to the old game plan? You know, because nowadays I know that fighters are incorporating all kinds of like plyometrics and all these different types of exercises.
Yeah, and guess what? I think it's smart too.
No, it is. I have a phenomenal strength conditioning trainer, and I brought him in, I'd say a couple years ago. And since then, I mean, you know, I'm in the gym sparring, I'm in the gym training. It's easy, you know. And in the fight, I look at the guy I'm fighting. There's no way he's doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And if he does, guess what? I got gear 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what I mean? And when it's in here and it's in here, and I know I got that. So and we go through hell in training. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, well, you're here in Philadelphia. And Charlie, I mean, I love Boston, but I'm a Philly guy. You know what I mean? Boston got some tough guys.
Oh, yeah.
But here in Philly, let me tell you, like, we have what's called gym wars. Right there.
I'm telling you.
Now, like, when you got gym wars, I mean, and they do it up in Boston too, so don't think I'm like saying I'm in Boston, because Boston's tough. You got some real tough guys up, Mark DeLuca, I love it. But here, Miggy, you got the gym wars. How many fights you figure you got with gym wars? 2,000?
I mean, that's just the way to say that. You got fighters that come here just for that reason, you know, when they have camp. Or they'll bring Philly fighters outside of Philly, but see, they don't understand. They bring these Philly fighters and they send them out to the mountains for sparring, but they're not getting the same. Because when you come into the gym in the city, they want to be the best. You know what I mean? And that's what you get here.
You're an awesome athlete. I mean, I love the way you move. You got great feet, man. You look like, did you ever take ballet or anything like that? Because,
I can dance.
You can dance. You can dance. When my dad used to want me to take ballet, come on, Dad, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But guess what? It's smart. I mean, you know, it's cross sports.
Yep.
Yeah. You follow what I'm saying? It's cross training. If you're doing the same thing day in, day out, you know what I mean? It's going to burn you out. Yeah. Like that's why, like runners, I mean, you just can't just run. You got to do something else. You got to do plyometrics. You got to do core strengthening. Right. You know, you have to do all these things. Yeah, look at him. He's fit like a fiddle over there.
Yeah, it helps. It really helps if you stay in shape when you're not in camp. When it's time to go to camp, you're 5 steps ahead of, you know, what you should be at. And mentally, I'm telling you, it plays a big factor mentally.
Yeah, Harry, I know you're in shape. Always been in shape.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about the charity that you set up for, I don't know, less fortunate, obviously, children. And
what happened was there was a kid that died. My father and I coached him in football, and he got hit by a car, 15 years old, and died. Yeah. And that summer, maybe like 6 months, not even 6 months later, I talked to those parents, and I said, look, I want to start a scholarship foundation in honor of your son. And I did a big thing at the cigar place and had boxing ring outside. I boxed 25 rounds, 27 rounds, Bobby. Yeah. We had the Eagles guys there. Blair Thomas was the rep.
When was this, huh?
Last summer. It was the summertime in September. I called you. You couldn't come. Yeah.
That's sad.
And but it was nice. It was a great event. You know, we raised money, and my original plan was to help kids that are going to go to college that weren't getting scholarships. And it escalated into me helping families and, you know, whatever we can do when we're bringing money in. Helping sick kids, you know.
You know, sometimes fighters get a bad rap. But I gotta tell you, I think that they're the real good guys. They really are. The guys like Harry, and you know there are other guys like Mark. We mentioned Mark before, and so on and so forth. They're the most down to earth athletes. You meet a fighter. They're not pretentious or anything. It's you know what you see is what you get.
Man, I met Buster Drayton in the beginning of my career. We were doing a Father's Day speech, and Buster was there. And he saw me fight, and he was like, "You're gonna be something." I'm telling you, I was 3-0.
Yeah, he was junior middleweight
champ. Yep. And he said to me, like we were saying real quick, he goes, "All I'm gonna say to you is keep people around who care about you. There's gonna be so many people that are gonna want to put into your foundation, into your pot. And when you let all them people do it, it gets a little crooked on the bottom." He goes, "When you get to the top, what happens?" I said, "The building's gonna fall." Right. He goes, "Well, I'm telling you now what happened to me." I said, "Oh, I'll remember that. You know, I will remember that."
Yeah. Words to live by.
Oh, man, it's brutal.
Well, Harry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
People like Harry to make What a Wonderful World. Ci vediamo and God bless. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
We're here with Harry Yorgi at Chicky and Pete's Sports Bar in Valley Forge. Washington would have probably had a better winter here if these trademark Krabby Fries with cheese sauce were available back in the day. They've got the Flyers on TV, and we're sitting here watching UConn women's basketball and my paisano Gino Auriemma make basketball history. It was a pleasure to hang out with my main man Harry Joe Yorkie here at Chicky and Pete's.
There's a funky little place on the edge of town called the Lobster Shanty, so come on down. You have a good old time, family atmosphere, great food, nice folks, and nice cold beer.
West Fenwick.
Route 54 for the best seafood here on the shore. Come on by, make yourselves at home at Twining's Lobster Shanty.
Look for the big red lobster in the sky.
Twining's Lobster Shanty.
Our new Atlantic Physical Therapy Clinic in West Fenwick is now open and accepting new patients. We are the most innovative physical therapy clinic on Delmarva. If you have pain or in need of rehabilitation, call today for a free consultation. Before scheduling anywhere else, come to Atlantic Physical Therapy for a tour. Don't forget to ask about our courtesy transportation. At Atlantic Physical Therapy, we keep the care in healthcare. We're here in the city of brotherly love in search of the best cheesesteak. Here in Philly, the sky's the limit for a great cheesesteak. When most people that aren't from Philly ask Pat's or Gino's, I'll show you what I think as we meet my nephew and Atlantic PT Group of Philly's Vice President, Joseph Mariutis, at Gino's for our first stop on a cheesesteak tour. I think Joey and Colodro will agree with me. Gino's gets the nod here. Now we're off to Tony Luke's. This guy is so good, he's taken his product worldwide. He's even got a Tony Luke's in Dubai. He's had Bobby Flay challenge him on the Throwdown with Bobby Flay show. Come on, Bobby Flay, how are you gonna win that battle? Tony makes his own bread, high-quality sirloin, and great American cheese. Tony makes a great cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. I love Tony Luke's. Thumbs up for Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's, South Philly, South Boston. What's the difference?
Now off to Main Street in Norristown, my hometown. This is the East End, the Little Italy of Norristown, where I grew up as a kid. Lou's Steaks hasn't changed a bit since the day it opened. Still managed by Lou's grandchildren, Louis and Charlie Alba. They're also famous for the killer Zeps that they have. A Zep, for you that don't know, is Cottaghino salami, provolone, tomato, onion, oregano, and oil on an Italian roll, with or without hot peppers to your choosing. I love the Zep. Forget about it, but that's a whole nother show. They use the crunchy bread, great sandwich. They use good meat. Forget about it good here at Lou's Steak Shop. The last stop on our cheesesteak expedition is to my cousin Stephen and Patricia's Collegeville Italian Bakery. Now here, it's gonna be a real treat because I think they have the best Italian bread on this side of the Atlantic Ocean. I know that sounds like a little crazy claim, but Giovanni Della Polo, Italian transplant, patriarch of the Collegeville Bakery, and bread baker extraordinaire would agree with me. Here you can have a choice of soft Italian roll or croccante or crunchy Italian bread. I was so confused, I ordered both. They never freeze the meat here either. Always fresh sliced, and believe you me, you can tell. Grazie a Dio per il Collegeville Bakery. Oh, this don't eat anything. Doesn't need hot sauce, doesn't need ketchup, mayonnaise, niente. Steak and cheese, that's it. Oh, good job, Bob.
That's exactly what we do. When first-time customers come in, we want them just to try exactly the bread and the steak. No ketchup, no onions, just right off the bat, the meat. That makes a sandwich. USDA prime, fresh meat.
Now we're in for a real treat. Giovanni's taking us into the back, into Papa Geppetto's workshop, where he makes cookies and pastries come alive, just like Pinocchio. It may seem a bit biased, but there are no better cookies and pastries better than Italian style. Sfogliatelle, pignoli, biscotti. Ever wonder how they make the pignoli cookies? Well, Fabio's here to show us. He's even gonna let me help him a little. Madonna, Italian butter cookies, nothing better than this. Now Giovanni wants us to try his focaccia bread with oil and rosmarino, nothing else. Little salt and pepper. This bread is so good, just plain. A salute, Giovanni. Tu sei I migliori.
At Atlantic Physical Therapy, the care that we provide is top of the line. We are the most innovative and complete physical therapy clinic on Delmarva. With locations in Ocean Pines, Millsboro, and Laurel, and our recently opened facility in Salisbury, our clinicians provide one-on-one quality care. Our new facility in West Fenwick will be opening soon. When choosing a physical therapy clinic, make Atlantic Physical Therapy your choice, because we keep the care in healthcare.
Under the lights, on soccer fields, challenging courses, long bike rides on weekends, in Lane 5, and at the gym after school, or finishing your last set. The fact is, whether you're a hardcore athlete, weekend warrior, or outdoor enthusiast, sports injuries happen. When they do, you can count on Peninsula Orthopedic Associates to get you back out there.
Welcome back to What a Wonderful World. Right across the street from Lou's Steak Shop is Holy Savior Church. My grandparents were married here. My parents were married here. I was baptized and my first Holy Communion was here. I was even married here. My oldest son Bobby and daughter Sophia were baptized here. My great-grandfather, Orazio Mutriello, helped lay the stone here. This is a very sacred place for me. There's a statue of Padre Pio in the courtyard. Padre Pio helps to heal the sick. I pray he helps me. This Sunday is Palm Sunday, and the Ladies Auxiliary of Holy Saviors are making beautiful palms. It is our tradition to place these on the grave of loved ones. What a beautiful artwork they're doing. They start with a branch of palm and let God guide them into making beautiful weaves.
My name's Charles Kern. I'm a physical therapist from Atlantic Physical Therapy, and this is your Atlantic Physical Therapy tip of the day. Today we're going to talk about our Alter G treadmill, or anti-gravity treadmill. What this technology allows us to do is reduce the amount of weight that's borne through your extremities. It will reduce or deload your spine, hips, knees, and ankles. It is excellent for the use in spinal stenosis, disc herniations, osteoarthritis of the spine, hips, knees, or ankle, joint replacements, and muscular sprains and strains. All the major sports teams utilize this technology, and we have it right here on the Eastern Shore at all 5 of our locations. Remember, when your doctor asks you to go to physical therapy, tell them you want Atlantic Physical Therapy.
We're here today with Dr. Aaron Green, who's a doctor of internal medicine and occupational medicine. Dr. Green, thank you so much for having us today.
It's a pleasure.
Dr. Green, the working class is what made America great, and good workers are the most valuable asset to a business. However, accidents and injuries do happen in the workplace. When someone does sustain an injury in the workplace, what's the first step they should take?
They should let their employer know or safety manager get involved immediately, because usually they want to do some kind of a root cause analysis to understand what happened and why the injury occurred. And then after that, they're going to want to be referred to an occupational health facility if it's not a critical injury that needs to be seen in the emergency room. And then when we have the opportunity to see them and evaluate them, we do that with knowledge of what type of work they do, and then we're able to make a determination whether or not they can go back to full duty, modified duty, but in a capacity that's safe for them to return if possible, because returning back to work we know is therapeutic. So we try to make it at all possible for them to be able to return back in some capacity after an injury.
Now, Dr. Green, I know that it's a scary time for workers, but I think what's nice about you is that you see the worker often, don't you? So you could have...
Yes, in fact, we tend to see employees that have been injured at work more frequent than they would be in the general practice, out in the family practice or an orthopedic practice, primarily because we're doing both an assessment of what their capabilities are and functions as relates to their responsibilities at work. So we're trying to continuously match those capabilities with the demands of work to allow them to progress, return back to a full duty capacity.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderful because each person's different, and you know, when they see you, everything's tailor-made to them because it's not a cookie cutter. Everyone's not the same.
Exactly, and that is precisely the case. And no two jobs are exactly the same, as it turns out too, because of people's ergonomic positions and heights and so forth. So we're always having to try to fine-tune those. And one of the ways that we've been successful in being able to get people back to work because of that is the use of physical therapy. We find that to be indispensable to our ability to get people back to work, particularly those that have been injured more severely or have aged, or have more demanding jobs that they'll have to go back to, so they can develop that endurance, that strength and flexibility to be able to perform at work.
Dr. Green, when it comes to injuries, do you guys see a lot of lower extremity injuries?
We do see a fair number of lower extremity injuries, particularly knee injuries, either injuries of the collateral ligaments that support the knee, occasionally meniscal injuries, but many times they're just strains. And what we normally do is, if the knee is stable and there's no signs of instability and they have relatively good strength, we're able to do it with just rest and physical therapy. But then if it progresses and we see and have to do diagnostic imaging, sometimes we get an MRI, and if they do have a significant internal derangement like a meniscal tear or ACL or PCL ligament tear, then we refer them to orthopedists. Okay, but first we're going to just see how much range of motion that you have here. And we're going to, okay, good, good. Now can you push out your leg against my hand there? Great, perfect. So you still got good strength here. Now I'm just going to check some of the collateral ligaments here. And I'm just going to just see if you have any crepitus. Okay, now we're going to just do a stability test here, just to see if your ACL and your PCL is intact and they feel good. They seem to be fine. I think the problem is more here in your collateral ligament here, on the lateral side, just on the outside here. You appear to have more. Is that tender there? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think this is where probably it's anticipated that this will resolve with some rest, some ice, elevation as much as you can, but would probably not do any ladders, would not do any stairs if you don't have to over the next 2 weeks. Well, let's see you back in 2 weeks. Okay?
Okay. Right. I just want to say that the working class is what made America great, and it's nice to have a doctor like Dr. Green on their side and help lead them down the right avenue so that they can return to work. It's people like Dr. Green that make it a wonderful world. Dr. Green, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Now it's time to get ready for Easter dinner. Let's start with a basic marinara sauce. You start with a little bit of olive oil. You're going to sweat the onions. Then we throw the onions away. Add some fresh garlic till golden brown. Don't burn the garlic. And then add some tomatoes. We use only San Marzano tomatoes from Naples, Italy. And a little basilico. And then puree. Salt and pepper to taste. Now for the lasagna. Put a little marinara in the bottom of the pan. Then a layer of lasagna noodles, some mozzarella, and some cheese blend. Some ricotta mixture, some bechamel sauce, and some more marinara. Repeat the steps to fill the pan. Notice the 3 lines of sauce. When we cook, everything is in threes for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Time to make the pizza rustica. We only make this once a year at Easter time. You mix the dough, roll it out with a rolling pin, and mold it to the pan. Now the stuffing's made with pepperoni, Italian boiled sausage, gabagool, Parma cotto ham, prosciutto, Genoa salami, soppressata, ricotta, fresh mozzarella, locatelli cheese, eggs, and fresh Italian parsley. What you do is you chop them all up, mix them all up, and fill the pies and bake at 350 for 2 hours until golden brown. It wouldn't be Easter without our famous ricotta cheesecake. We make the best ricotta cheesecake. I can't tell you how to make it. The best thing that I could do is tell you how good it is and maybe invite you next year for a piece at my house. Now it's time for Easter dinner. We have leg of lamb, Parma cotto ham imported from Italy, lasagna, lamb meatballs, American hams, and all the other Americano Easter treats that everyone knows and loves. After this, we're going to sit down and have some dinner. I'm only kidding. Our new Atlantic Physical Therapy Clinic in West Fenwick is now open and accepting new patients. We are the most innovative physical therapy clinic on Delmarva. If you have pain or in need of rehabilitation, call today for a free consultation. Before scheduling anywhere else, come to Atlantic Physical Therapy for a tour. Don't forget to ask about our courtesy transportation. At Atlantic Physical Therapy, we keep the care in healthcare.
Are you suffering from severe joint pain, arthritis, a sports injury? Stop living this way. See how the physicians at Atlantic Orthopedics can help you. Our goal is to carefully evaluate your needs and respond with quality care plans and educational materials that provide you with the treatment and tools for recovery. With 2 convenient locations in Maryland and Delaware, our board-certified physicians are available to provide emergency and follow-up care. Call us today to schedule your appointment.
At Atlantic Physical Therapy, the care that we provide is top of the line. We are the most innovative and complete physical therapy clinic on Delmarva. With locations in Ocean Pines, Millsboro, and Laurel, and our recently opened facility in Salisbury, our clinicians provide one-on-one quality care. Our new facility in West Fenwick will be opening soon. When choosing a physical therapy clinic, make Atlantic Physical Therapy your choice, because we keep the care in healthcare.
I'd like to thank Harry Yorgi, Dr. Green, my pal Calodro, my cousin Stephen in the Collegeville Bakery. Next week, I'm going to introduce you to venture capitalist Wayne Kimmel, voted by Philadelphia Magazine as one of Philadelphia's most interesting people. And then I'm going to take you to Atlantic City, to James Beard Award winner Chef Vol, one of my favorite restaurants on the planet. See you next week on What a Wonderful World. Ci vediamo and God bless.